welcome back. Professor, you share with us what are the strongest unique selling point of La Trobe? What are the majors that, let's just focus on the 60 Indonesian students, for instance.
Yes.
What's the main destination for the students who study in La Trobe?
Probably business and IT degrees would be the most popular with Indonesian students and with most international students. But we have growing numbers interested in biotechnology, particularly at the graduate level. We have very strong postgraduate programs in those disciplines. And there's a lot of interest now in areas such as big data and cybersecurity.
Right.
The job potential in those disciplines is absolutely massive. I think the skills shortage, particularly in areas like cybersecurity, globally is huge. So employers are really keen to employ graduates out of those degrees. So those are probably the biggest areas. We'd love to be able to attract more students into our health programs. We're one of the strongest health universities in the country. We have a very big suite of allied health programs, nursing, physiotherapy and so on. But I understand that there are some limitations on the employment prospects for Indonesian students who gain their qualifications overseas and then come back. That's a shame, because we'd love to be able to help develop the workforce more readily. But so that would be another area of strength. We have a lot of international students from other countries going into health. But at the moment it's probably business and IT.
Okay. Now zooming out just a little bit, Australia comes always in the top 3 of the best top 3 destination for Indonesian students, aside from Singapore, the US and Australia. Because as I mentioned earlier, you have the international ranking school at the same time. You don't have to travel 20 hours to get there. What in your perspective, what's the reasons really? Why do Indonesian students love to go to Australia to study, aside from the obvious reasons?
It's a great place. Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think what the Australian university sector offers is I think a unique combination of very high quality universities. Well over half of Australian universities would be ranked in the top 500 universities in the world. For a sector of our size, that's a remarkable achievement. So the research quality and the prestige and the reputation is there, but that's backed up with very good facilities, very high quality teaching, and a very safe environment, and an environment that is very culturally diverse. So Australian campuses have been welcoming international students for 30 years. So we have a Bahasa Student Association, and as well as many other national and ethnic and religious community student groups on campus. So students who come to study with us will feel very at home. And we make provision for Muslim students as well. We have prayer rooms. We make allowances for the festivals. Some of our students were absent from class on Monday of this week because of the festival this week. So we're very well attuned to the cultural values and differences of our students.
Yes, I was just going to say about how very accommodating you are to the culture of one of Asia's biggest economy, and trying to attract more Indonesian students into Australia.
Yes.
What would you say for Indonesia then, for Australian students to Indonesia?
Australian students love coming to Indonesia. It is the most popular destination for Australian students wanting to study abroad. I think there are a number of reasons for that. I think one is that Australians look to Indonesia as the closest neighbour in Asia, Southeast Asia. A lot of them have come here on holiday, so they're familiar with the culture. Jakarta is a great city. It's a great global city, and our students understand that. So the ties at the student level between the two countries, I don't think have ever been stronger. The Australian government recently introduced something called the New Colombo Plan, which supports Australian students to come and study or obtain work experience in an Asian country. Indonesia tops the list of popularity for Australian students under that plan. So I'd say it's a great time actually in Indonesian-Australia educational relations to be a young student going in both directions.
Now, you being here, I understand you're on a road show, can we call that,
yes.
on trying to forge new opportunities, not just with Indonesia, but other countries
yes.
as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so me and my colleagues are visiting some of our key partner universities in China, in Hong Kong, and here in Indonesia. We have many really deep relationships with institutions in this part of the world. They are very important to us for a whole range of reasons. We are very keen to encourage our students to become more Asia literate, to understand more about the region in which they live. That's part of the thinking behind the New Colombo Plan, but it's also a very important aspiration for the university. So we send about 800 students a year to spend part of their degree studying overseas, and a growing number of them are coming to the Asian region because they understand just how important it is. As I said earlier, Indonesia is top of the pops in terms of Asia, but it's important that they're exposed to Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, China, and Vietnam, all the others. So for us, our relationships here are really important. So we visited about half a dozen of our key partner universities. We're also linking up with our alumni. So we've hosted 2 or 3 alumni events because it's really important that our alumni stay in touch, they know what we're doing, and they continue to feel proud of the university.
What better way to spread the word?
Absolutely.
Through
word of mouth is the most important thing these days.
The most effective one at that. We'll be right back after the short break.